Every downtrend eventually forces buyers to ask sellers the same question. If you want to go lower, prove it. Avalanche is being asked that question right now. Let's set the stage first, because the depth of this decline is what makes the current moment worth watching. Since the 23 September high at 36.19, Avalanche spent week after week selling off. The decline halted on 6 February at 7.47 when buyers stepped in to defend this zone. For 4 months, the 6 February low held and sellers were unable to push it lower. Buyers, sensing seller dominance had weakened, made 2 unsuccessful attempts to break the trend and stage a recovery. The first went to a high of 10.53 on 17 March. The second, producing a lower high, reached 10.49 on 10 May. But here is where sellers had laid the trap. Price ran straight into our Fibonacci resistance zone between 10.25 and 10.38, with the 2026 anchored VWAP sitting right on top, reinforcing it. Buyers had no chance of pushing higher. Once the 10th May lower top was made, it only took the breaking of the 29th April swing low for selling to resume. 4 weeks of selling, and sellers finally broke the 6th February low, which buyers had held for 4 months, and fresh lows on 6th June at 6.24 were made. But the sellers weren't done. The 6th June low broke, and we have a new 2026 yearly low made on 19th June at 5.68. Now here is the part that matters most, because this is where the math and price action actually lined up. Weeks before, we had identified a measured move buried within this decline. It all started from the swing high made on 28th January at 12.27 prior to the pivotal 6th February low. Measure that decline from 28th January to 6th February and project the same distance down from the buyer's first rally made on 17th March. This gave us a projected target of 5.84. That number wasn't isolated. Our higher time frame Fibonacci calculations had independently pointed to a support zone between 5.72 and 5.84. We now had a confluence of prices giving us a price support to watch. And that's exactly where Avalanche stopped, printing its 2026 yearly low at 5.68, right inside that zone, where buyers stepped in almost immediately afterward to defend. So the setup worked. What next? Across most cryptos, July 2026 saw a relief rally. But none of this price move has resulted in any structural change. The question now is what buyers can do next, because directly overhead is sitting our Fibonacci resistance zone between 7.39 and 7.44, which the July rally fell short of reaching. And that's buyers' real test. This is the level that decides whether this bounce has any meaning. If sellers hold this line, they could easily drag the price back down to retest or even break the 19th June yearly low. But if buyers can continue defending, actually punch through this resistance, and start stacking higher swing lows behind them, that's the moment the structure genuinely starts to change in buyers' favor. Right now, we're trapped between 2 critical zones. The Fibonacci resistance between 7.39 and 7.44, and the Fibonacci support between 5.72 and 5.84. These are the zones to be watching right now that could decide AVAX's next direction move. One more thing worth factoring in. Avalanche appears to be considerably further through its correction than Bitcoin or Ethereum, where we still think another leg down remains possible. Whether the true low is already behind us or one final liquidity sweep is still coming, Avalanche has entered one of the strongest long-term accumulation regions we've identified throughout this entire decline. None of this guarantees a reversal. What it does is tell us exactly where to watch, because how buyers behave at this resistance zone could end up being one of the most important turning points Avalanche has seen in years. You now know more about Avalanche's market structure than 95% of traders and investors out there. So, here's the question. Can buyers break through the 7.39 to 7.44 resistance zone and finally start changing the trend? Or does this resistance hold, sending Avalanche back down to retest the yearly low? Let us know your Avalanche prediction in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for daily crypto chart analysis, where we focus on Fibonacci, market structure, and price action, not hype. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in tomorrow's crypto analysis.